Hello friends, this is Olga from Ukraine, and I want to tell you about some news from my country. Actually, you know about this massive bombardment and blackout in Ukraine, and it influenced on my study because we finished almost all courses. By the way, I want to show you another narrator. Say hello. She wants to take a part. Microbiology and pathological physiology, we still have them, we still have these classes, and because of the missile strike on Wednesday, we hadn't any pathological physiology lesson. Previous weeks, our teacher, he sent at the evening at least some invitation online in class and said sorry that he cannot, there was no any lesson, but this time, this Thursday, he even didn't send us any invitation. So really blackout is sorry, oh my god. I communicated all this time, tried to communicate it to support my group mates. Most of them are during these days, they are without light, without sometimes water, because pumps, they using electricity for walking, for walk, and sometimes there was no heating if someone lived, I don't know, in some houses where this system also needs the electricity. So it was kind of hard few days for my group mates. Fortunately, in Ukrainian news, experts say that there could be new missile strikes, massive missile strikes, as it was the previous week, because Russia still have missiles, and they are applying now such tactics. They collect big enough quantity of the missile, and then they pick some day and shoot at once all of them, because the goal is to overload our anti-air defense systems, and some of these, for example, 100 missiles will strike and our air defense system will not destroy them in the air. And so unfortunately, I don't know what will be with my study, because actually I will have one more exam on the microbiology, and also I will have one like the last lessons that summarize all topics we passed during these 3 months. So it also very important, but you understand that if there will be some missile strikes, I don't know how we will pass this exam. And actually, my teacher on microbiology, she said that it possible that some of students could held this exam in person. Of course, I asked to do it online, yeah, because I cannot be in person. But after these strikes that was, and after the announcement of different military experts that these strikes could be repeated at least several times, I'm not sure that it will be on for some people who could come to university, it will be in person. So such a situation we have. Actually, in general, this semester, this first part of the year almost finished. We passed almost everything from my study. So I think that if there will be no possibility to pass this exam, the teachers, they just put the average mark for each person, because they have marks. We're receiving marks every lesson, and so there will be not big problems if there will be blackout in Ukraine on the, for example, pathological physiology last lesson or microbiology exam. But yeah, it's it's what kind of life we have now. But anyway, today I want to continue my topic I started in previous video about religion, because I don't know how I guessed, but all this week inside, in Ukrainian youth, inside of Ukrainian society, was a lot of different interviews, a lot of different discussions about religion, about this Ukrainian Orthodox Church of Moscovian Patriarchy or Patriarchat, I don't know how to call it, but anyway, the head of this church is in Russia, and the head exactly is the Patriarch Kirill in Russia, Kirill Gundyaev. In Ukraine was a lot of interesting news about this church, about religion. And actually, I want to tell you what happened in Ukraine in this field, because it is connected with Russian propaganda, with Russian influence on Ukraine, and church was one of the means to doing this. But before, I want to take a cup of tea, if you not mind, because actually in Ukraine it's tradition to sit in the especially cold time, or I don't know, on weekend, and drinking a lot of cups of tea and talking and discussing. So while I'm talking to you, it will be not a sin, not a bad idea to drink some tea. So wait a minute. Let's continue our conversation. And what about religion? What about the news from Ukraine on this religion field? The Ukrainian Security Service received permission to get inside the monasteries and search something suspicious, something connected with propaganda, with some diversions, or something that could be threatful for Ukrainian independence, and actually in this also could be an instrument in this war. They searched the Kievo-Pecherska Lavra. Kievo-Pecherska Lavra is the biggest complex of 4 or 5 monasteries. We have actually, I think, 3 lavra in the territory of Ukraine, or maybe 4, maybe it's 3. So one of them is Kievo-Pecherska Lavra. Another place that attended Ukrainian Security Service was the Rivne region, is Korets city. It was also monastery. Another monastery in Volyn region. Security service checked in the first of all primary them, because these regions they have borders with Belarus, and there is in Ukrainian society a lot of talks, a lot of discussions if Putin will try to use territory of Belarus and try to capture Kiev or another western region from the north. What the Ukrainian Security Service found in these monasteries? What was the result of these searches? Actually, in Kiev, on the territory of Kievo-Pecherska Lavra, they found a lot of literature that explains how to build Russian state, everything about Russian church, about Russia. Actually, it's very well understandable that it is propaganda. And actually, it's not new, because I myself also saw these books before. And before was no any search, was no any attention from the security service to that literature in Lavra. Maybe now it is they doing this because of the war and because of some other reason I will tell you a little bit later in this video. And also they found a lot of money. They found Ukrainian money, and it's quite big banknotes. Banknotes, you know, it's not like $1 or 1 hryvnia, but the one paper with 100 of hryvnia. So it's big and a lot of them. Also, they found Russian rubles in the Kievo-Pecherska Lavra. And what else, in Kievo-Pecherska Lavra, we have very interesting personages, a very interesting person close to Ukrainian corrupted people, some deputies that connected with Russia, some oligarchs, and one of them is the so-called Pavlo Lebed. It's his name and surname, but in society among Ukrainians, this person well known as Pasha Mercedes. Pasha, it's like a smaller name of the official name Pavlo, and Mercedes because this person, he is the how to say, keeper, the main keeper of Kievo-Pecherska Lavra. And anyway, this person very much likes the very expensive car. He has the driver, and he has the very expensive car, mostly very expensive Mercedes car. So that's why he have such a name.
Ваш водитель нарушил сегодня.
Нічого, слава Богу. Це транспорт пересування. А що, священик повинен йти пішки по-вашому?
Є дешевше.
Мені подарили, я їжджу.
Дивіться,
а тобі за жовчність характеру ніхто не подарив.
But this person connected with a lot of different quarrels in society, with some not clear corrupted scams. He supported Yanukovych, and he supported everything that connected with Russian parties in Ukraine. He even called Yanukovych, compared him with Jesus Christ. I can remind you that Yanukovych is a person who sit in the jail as a criminal. Once he raped some woman, another when he was young. Second time he was in jail because he stole hats from the people. It was when he was very young, actually. So yeah, it's very strange to compare such a person with Jesus Christ. This Pasha Mercedes, he cursed people.
До вечора умрете всі. Во ім'я Отця і Сина і Святого Духа.
He also was connected with some when he tried to cross the border of Ukraine with some very expensive religious, I don't know, some golden images or some other stuff like this. So this person is very not religious, not calm person who really dedicates his life to serving the God and the people. The reason why this person behaved like that, because he was supported by criminals, by deputies that was connected with Russia. And he knew that if there was any problems with law, he will not be in the prison. And another side, that if some security service or police or other, this representatives of law tried to search something, tried to get inside in this religious world, such a people like Pasha Mercedes or other, they began to quarrel that how dare you, this is a holy place, we are all connected with God, you will be punished, you are sinners, you will be cursed, and so on. And another reason that in security service on the quite essential positions was a lot of people that also was connected with the same oligarchs, with the same pro-Russian politicians. So actually it was like one net, and actually they never touch this Kievo-Pечерska Lavra and Moscow Patriarchate on the territory of Ukraine, because actually they was like all in one board. And the reason why now security service of Ukraine they started to check them, because now we have war with Russia, and a lot of them, a lot of that oligarchs, a lot of that deputies that were connected with Russia, they or escaped from Ukraine to Russia, to Europe, to I don't know, anywhere, or they try to change their position, at least on public, that actually they support Ukraine. And this scam, this net of corruption, a little broken, at least for the pro-Russian politicians, pro-Russian corrupted deputies and oligarchs. Actually, sometimes it was all in one for a lot of people. So that's why, and in the security service of Ukraine, also these people who were connected with Russia, I think that they lost their support, and that's why a little bit Ukrainian security service now cleared, at least from that part of unfair people, and that's why now church are on under precise eye of our security service. And also I want to tell you what they found more in other monasteries, because it's not all that happened during this week on the religious field. It's very interesting, but Ternopil region is one of the very patriotic region, but on the territory of Ternopil, Почаевska Lavra in Ternopil, there is no Ukrainians. All priests and other religious position people, they all are not Ukrainians, and they do not speak Ukrainian language. They are all of course Moscow Patriarchate or Patriarchy, I don't know which is correct, but they all could be from Belarus or from Russia or from Moldova. And of course, they are all representatives of this Russian Church, Russian Orthodox Church, which is, as I told you, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church or Moscovian Patriarchate on the territory of Ukraine. So a little bit different name, but it's like a daughter of that Russian Orthodox Church. And also they found when they searched there a lot of propagandistic literature, all in the Russian language, and only one book in Ukrainian language, which was about why Kievan Patriarchate is bad and why they're sinners. Also, they found there very strange and uncertain people. And also during this search, they entered some room, and there was some room of some priest. But anyway, this person was in the bed with some young boy, and this boy, as then Security Service of Ukraine found the information, is sings in the how to pronounce this correctly, chorus, religious during the choir, okay, the church choir, and they were together in the bed. It was what the security service found during this week, and there was a lot of discussions on this religious topic. And I think that it's the beginning of bigger struggle, bigger fight on the religious field, because I think that this process happens during these 8 years since Russians captured Crimea and Donbass, when the small church in the villages in different parts of Ukraine, mostly on the north, on the west of Ukraine, and even in the center, villages, they refuse to attend in the on Sunday, the Church of Moscovian Patriarchate. And when all people of the village refuse to attend it, and they really do not attend it, they demand to change this church on Ukrainian, the Kievan Patriarchate. And during these years, a lot of villages changed their church. So the church became a Kievan Patriarchate. So Moscovian Patriarchate during these all years lose its positions. And I think that now it is the beginning of the process when Kievo-Pecherska Lavra and Почаевska Lavra and Svятогірська, maybe even Lavra on the east, could be changed, could be taken from the Moscovian Patriarchy to Kievan Patriarchy. I think it's really first time when Ukrainian Security Service attended Kievo-Pecherska Lavra, because before it was like a, completely different state, like, embassy that closed to any eyes outside. And it's really essential, even because it means that we are starting this fight for returning Kievo-Pecherska Lavra and other Lavra in the hands of really Ukrainian church. For example, now when we have the war in Ukraine, on the territory of Kievo-Pecherska Lavra, priests, they refuse to sing in the church, to pray for died heroes, for independence of Ukraine in this war. They refuse to pray for them in the church. And when the journalists ask them, do you support Russia or you support Ukraine in war, they acting or very aggressively, or they start to quarreling, like, you should ask Putin, or go away, why are you asking me this? So they never give the clear answers on these questions. So yeah, it's like this. I wanted to make this video more different, but today I feel that it's better to really to sit in the inside, to take some tea and to talk to you as normally Ukrainians doing this on weekend. Thank you that you're having some cup of tea with me, that I could talk to you, and I hope this video was interesting for you. I really want to make my video more positive, but because of the war, because of such events that we have, it could not be completely positive, because I cannot be happy, I cannot receive live in some pink world while we really have a war. And so I really have to talk about this at least in some of my videos, or most of my videos.